Hi, welcome back to Astrology with me, Anna Maria. So, I saw recently an article calling this eclipse a ring of fire. That's exactly what it is. This eclipse comes from a family of eclipses that activates anger and power struggles, creating an atmosphere of high tension and crisis that leads to eventual transformation. The solar annular eclipse in Libra, occurring on October 14th, 2023, is also a south nodal eclipse, which means that the sun, representing the soul, the ego, the self, is near the south node, the portal of release and letting go. Yes, we are letting go and transforming, whether we want to or not. The south node is like a universal vacuum cleaner, clearing the path ahead of what no longer serves us. The seasons of our lives are changing, so listen to life and go with the flow. The ring of fire name for this eclipse is interesting because the eclipse is located in an area of the cosmos called in ancient times the Via Combusta, a road of stars from 15 degrees of the sign of Libra to 15 degrees of the sign of Scorpio. This area is known to be intense, fiery, burning, passionate, obsessive, and ardent. If you have planets or astrological points in your personal chart in these degrees, you are definitely feeling the eclipse. The Via Combusta brings a sense of intensity and fire to this eclipse. The visible path of the solar eclipse will be felt throughout the Americas. The eclipse will be visible in the United States, particularly near the south border. In ancient times, wherever an eclipse was visible was an omen of the eclipse being felt in that area. The effects of this eclipse can clearly be seen and felt in the intense current atmospheres of the political arenas and economic state of the United States. The universe is asking us to pay attention to what no longer is working and create new ways to get along and get the work done. Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, is in the sign of Virgo, where we are asked to be discerning, practical, and service-oriented. Virgo is the sign of the servant leader. Humbleness and an unselfish desire to help others are being highlighted. The solar eclipse is in the sign of Libra. Libra is about relating with others, the principles of fairness and justice, beauty and the arts, harmony and love. Libra seeks peaceful resolutions and balance. The Libra sectors in our astrological charts are currently being activated for the next 6 months. The eclipse also activates Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008, bringing forth changes to governments, world leaderships, politics, economic structures, oil, banking, and our use of power and control in our own personal lives and in the world. Pluto will change signs next year. The lessons of Pluto since 2008 are currently in the forefront. Pay attention. Think back to 2008 and 2010. What lessons were you learning then, and how are those lessons being reflected back at this time? We are aware that important change needs to occur in our personal lives and in the political arenas of the world, government structures, the world economy, the United Nations, and the United States. The very definition of governing may change. What that change looks like will be determined by the people. Why? Because Pluto will change signs next year to the sign of Aquarius and will stay there until 2044. Aquarius has been called the sign of the people, and we are a government for the people, by the people. What that change will look like, only time will tell. Now let's analyze the eclipse further on a more personal level. The planet Mars has changed signs and is currently very strong in Scorpio, activating the North Node in Aries, the individual, the sense of self, our sense of leadership and independence. Wars and battles and relationships with others will be apparent in our personal lives and in the outer world. Many relationships will come to an end. Relationship dynamics and relationship patterns will be transformed. The Scorpio and cardinal sign, Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn areas in our astrological charts are highly activated for the next 6 months. Expect significant endings and new beginnings in these areas. Mars in Scorpio is driven, calculated, determined, deliberate, and precise. Mars wants to take decisive action. Venus in the practical sign of Virgo is helping us to be discerning about what we want and what we don't want. She is level-headed and reasonable. Whatever doesn't make sense or is confusing will be left behind. The South Node is clearing the path ahead, and Mars is pointing us to the North Node, the portal of the future and higher purpose, in the sign of Aries. Aries is the beginning of a new path, a new way of being. Aries is asking us to take a leadership role in our lives and in the world. Aries is inviting us to be creative and pioneer a new unknown journey ahead. Mars in Scorpio gives us the courage and stamina to walk into the unknown, with faith in the light of the stars and our soul guiding the way forward. Pluto in Capricorn asks us to rise above obstacles and stand on top of the metaphorical high mountain of our lives. For Capricorn is the sign of the mountain seagull after all. We are asked to look at the horizon and see the bigger picture. Notice how you fit in the larger perspective of life. Notice what your life is asking of you. I believe that one of the spiritual lessons that we are currently learning collectively is to let go of self-centeredness, selfishness, and self-driven actions. We are being asked to help one another as we recognize our connections to each other, to notice that we are indeed one world and one family, and that the well-being of the world depends on our ability to get along and take care of one another. I believe that Pluto and Aquarius will help us with that. Stay strong, stay balanced, and most importantly, stay in your heart. Talk to you again soon, and thank you.